Well, I've finally, after a couple of days working on the car, finished off swapping out the front suspension. Um, I had before horrible coil springs in there. Thought it'd be a nice, quick, easy job to swap out. Thought there'd be enough play in the old high-lows I had in there, just to be able to get to maneuver things out. But unfortunately not. To be able to swap out your suspension, you actually do need to remove this this suspension top arm here. And it's got a pin or a shaft going through here. You take this bolt off down this end, and then if you can just about see through there, there are two very small bolts just in here and in here that hold a plate in position. Now on the other side of the car there's a little inspection window, which if you've got a very small hand you can just about get through. On this side you can just about get through to those two bolts, and once you lifted those off, then that whole pin can pull out, and then just about you can squeeze this suspension arm, old suspension component, and the knuckle joint all out, and then they all fall apart and roll across your dirty garage floor. So yeah, we got everything out in the end. Pig of a job, didn't really enjoy it at all. And as you can see up inside there now, we have some nice new mini spares high-lows, and just outside is a couple of new Moulton donuts, all firmly in. So I'm gonna have to get the car on the ground and work out what ride height we're going to sit this all out at, but for now it's it is in position. This little dust cap here, I've got to just get back over the lip there. They're a bit of a pain as well, once it's all in situ. And then joy of joys, as I was working on this, I noticed there's a couple of splits in the drive shaft gaiter there. So I've just done some temporary repairs on those for now, because I really don't feel like taking those apart just now. So I'll put a little bit of sealant over them. Car's not being used on a daily basis, not out in the wet and rain or anything like that. So we will do another weekend job and get those swapped out as well. But yeah, this was not an enjoyable job at all. It's just so hard to sort of maneuver all these little bits without seals popping out, things falling apart. You're basically trying to hold in place the new suspension cone, the new high-low and the new knuckle and the suspension arm. So you need about 4 hands to do this, and the amount of times the whole lot just fell apart and went rolling across the garage floor was unbelievable. But yep, got both sides done. The other side is probably more tricky. It is just about doable. There's a little inspection window where you can just about get some fingers in to put, but perhaps the most difficult part I found was getting these small nuts and bolts, and the one at the front is a nut and a bolt, and the one at the back is a captive nut. So you need to use a little drift or something to get them all to line up again with that plate with the holes in the subframe itself. But just about you can get your fingers in there, get the thread started, and then if you haven't got one, you need a spanner like this really, and then you've just about got enough room to squeeze that through to do and undo. Very painful job to do and undo this whole unit here. So I think the moral of the story is, if you've got any choice whatsoever, then obviously build all of this up on your subframe before it's on the car. If it's already on the car, you're swapping it out, it is doable, but it's not a particularly fun job at all. So anyway, that's all 4 corners of the car now. New suspension donuts, the coil conversion rather, kit has been taken out. That's sitting in a cardboard box up on my workbench now. Never to see the light of any Mini I own ever again. Don't see the point of them whatsoever. Just make the ride horrendous. Anyway, job done.